This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details. The opinions expressed in the following programs are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect those of Rogers Cable or Rogers TV.
Welcome to Uxbridge Scugog Life. I'm your host, Jackie Hermans. Now, to start off the show, I love to pull a card and channel through some messages that will assist you with the energy for the week. So these are messages for the collective. I was shuffling the cards just before we started filming, and I was pulling cards from my Luminous Humanist deck. I don't know if you can see that. And the first card that I pulled is Reverse Bucket List. I'm going to bring this up to the camera here. We're going to try to zoom in. All right, so the message that comes with the reverse bucket list is looking back on your life. This is a beautiful time to have that look back and see those different highlights within your life that have been either significant changes, accomplishments that you're proud of. So going back and seeing all that you have done. This process is going to help you to be able to set those goals, and it's like you're setting your GPS to where you want to go moving forward. This 2025 energy, by the end of January, we are going into the new Chinese year, which is the year of the snake, and I think it's a wood snake. It is about transformation. So this is going to be a very transformative year. We're going to take what we have learned from the past. We're going to see where our strengths are, because when we're looking back at that bucket list of what we have accomplished, we'll see all those parts in our life, those skills, the experiences that we've had that really lights you up. And we're taking that to a whole new level of success. And so this whole process is going to be that building inspiration. So I'm getting the image of a steam train it's building energy. I'm seeing the steam coming and I'm hearing it, and it's gaining speed. So if you haven't done your goals for 2025, this is a beautiful opportunity to start doing that. I'm getting drawn to pulling one more card. Divine discombobulation. I'm going to see if we can zoom into that. So basically, this is an image of, it looks like a circus. There's a whole bunch of different things happening. There's a trapeze artist over here. There's a bunny over here. There's a juggler over here. There's a lion. All this stuff is going on. So even if right now, whatever you're going through seems like a mess, you're like, what the heck is going on right now? And you don't feel like you have a clear direction, it is all coming together. Trust that whatever you're experiencing right now, it is beautiful synchronicities to get you where you have to go. And it's helping with getting you to that clear perception. All right, so who's up on the show? We have CMHA. So Alec King is going to be talking about how to beat the blues. We're going to talk about Blue Monday. We also have the chief of Scugog Fire talking about ice safety. Some really important information to know the dangers and how to prepare for them. And then also we have Jonathan Van Bilson at the Jonathan Van Bilson Show. And he's going to be talking about what is going on in Ottawa and what this process is going to be. So stick around. We'll be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
Hello, my next guest is the Honourable Todd McCarthy, the MPP for Durham Region. We'll find out what life at Queen's Park and politics in general is like. Join us and learn the story behind the person right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So I am so excited to have Alec King from CMHA. He is the Communications and Public Relations Lead. And I love when you come on because there's always great tips, lots of information.
Thank you for having me. It's always wonderful to be here.
Yeah, well, especially right now, we have Blue Monday coming up.
Yep.
Okay, so tell everyone about Blue Monday, the day it's happening, what it is.
So Blue Monday is January 20th.
Yeah.
And it is the concept or the idea that it is the darkest, coldest, saddest day of the year and the day where people are most prone to be depressed and upset. It's a myth. It's a long-held standing myth that was originally developed to kind of sell travel for people, to tell them that you should get out, you should go travel to another country.
He just debunked it.
The whole thing.
That's a myth. It's all a myth. Okay.
But you're going to hear about it, and people hear about it, and that can have that effect of people getting down. You get depressed. You think about it, because right now it's a difficult time. It's dark, a lot more than it is light. It's cold, and we've just come down off the holidays.
So the myth, it does come from reality, just not a specific day.
Exactly.
Really, because we have less sunshine. We seem to coop ourselves up more. We have more darkness.
Yep.
It's like, oh, I should be in bed right now. It's 6:30, but I should be in bed. It's dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what are some ways that we can combat the blues?
Perfect. Yeah. Well, with it being a day that people kind of talk about being sad and depressed, it's a good day to kind of think about, like you said, what you can do to fight that. And one of the best things you can do is enjoy the sunshine that we are getting.
Yes.
So you can change your environment. You can, open up your windows, open up your blinds, just to make sure you're getting as much sunlight on you while you're working as possible, and take some time to be outside when you can.
Yeah, you know what? I love how you said, like, even acknowledging the sun, because just being in gratitude, the sun's out. There's a blue sky. This is awesome. That brightens you up from the inside out. You get those beautiful high vibes going through you. Now, I have 2 dogs, so having dogs that definitely need walks.
Yep.
I am forced to find a way to enjoy all of the seasons. And even this morning, I looked at my phone, depends when you're watching this though, I looked at my phone and it said -23 with the wind chill.
Yep.
I'm like, I don't want to go out in that. Are you kidding me? But my dogs, they missed a day of walking a couple of days prior because I saw that temp. I'm like, no, we're going to stay in. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to dress warm. The sun was out. Blue sky. I just dressed totally warm, and I'm so glad that we went. It was gorgeous.
Exactly.
We went on the trails. The sun was glistening off the snow. It was beautiful.
Winter can be one of the most beautiful seasons, and areas like here, you have such a wonderful trail system that you can check out and see, and it's great for walking dogs.
And it breaks the wind.
Exactly.
So then even when it says it could be -23 or 25 with the wind chill,
You're not
you
dealing
might
with the
just
wind
get
chill.
the -10 or the -15, right? Which we can handle if we're dressed warm.
Exactly. So, being bundled and like taking, just taking the time to be outside and kind of enjoying winter for what it is.
Yeah. Now, getting active is being a personal trainer. It gets those happy endorphins in you too.
It's so important, and it's actually something that we're really kind of promoting because in February, we have our push-up challenge coming up.
Awesome. I did that last year.
Yes, thank you.
Loved
And
it.
it was wonderful. We had a great time with it. It was a huge success, and we're really excited to be doing it again this year. This year's a bit different. We're starting on February 11th. And it's going to run until the end of the month. So 18 days of push-ups, getting everyone motivated through it. You can sign up on our website. You can sign up just to do the push-ups if you like. You can also use it as an opportunity to fundraise. But there's a fantastic app that comes along with it that encourages you, gives you mental health advice and information, and kind of prompts you with how many push-ups you need to do every day.
I love that because push-ups are really something that you could do anywhere.
Exactly.
If you don't mind getting your hands dirty, you can just wash them after. You can do it at work. You can do it at home. You can do it, maybe not at the grocery store. You might trip someone.
You have some notes about that, But the great thing is, even if you don't want to do push-ups, you're not able to do push-ups physically, there's all different kinds of options you can take. You can modify either the amount that you're doing or the activity that you're doing to work what's best for you. The goal is just to help get active, especially in this time when it can be difficult to be active.
You can do squats. You
Exactly.
could do lunges.
Yeah.
You could do push-ups against a wall.
Yes,
It doesn't
yeah.
have to be horizontal. You can have that incline going on.
Just build it in a way that works for you.
Yeah, I love it. And you can go on your knees.
Yeah.
Okay, I can keep on going. I'll get out of my personal trainer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And you know what? When I was participating in it last year, and during my shifts at the gym, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to do 10 push-ups here. I'm going to do 20 here. People are like, so what are you doing? and I'd be like, it's CMHA. It's for mental health. And
the amount of people who've joined in because they saw someone else doing it and they thought, that's a great idea. That's something I want to try. And it gives you just that extra amount of activity inside of your day.
Yeah, I love that. And what a great way to get an office motivated and active and feeling good. You know, you can have a challenge within your work team.
Yeah.
I did 50 today. How many did you do? But playful.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, being motivated by a group is a great way to kind of have that kind of shared connection, which is another really important thing that we talk about around Blue Monday. Is it's important to get connected and kind of engage with the people around you. We use this kind of cold, dark kind of stuff as a reason to cancel plans, and instead it's when you should really be reaching out with folks and connecting.
I love that. Yeah. So even supervisors or managers can sign up their whole team on the website. And okay, I love that. Now, I also want to talk about, do we do everything?
I wanted to talk about healthy eating, if that's okay.
Okay, good. Yes, thank you. I forgot to write that one down.
That's okay. We've all just come down off Christmas. Everyone's still probably got a pantry filled with chocolate and everything like that.
Yeah.
And this is a great time to kind of try something new in terms of what you're eating. Try and find something kind of healthy and colorful. Like lots of different kinds of vegetables and fruit in your diet kind of thing to kind of shake things up, because we fall into this trap of we want simple, we want easy, it's cold, and you know that's the kind of thing you want. But if you can get something that has a bit more variety and interest to it, it can help you feel better and feel better about what you're eating as well.
And I love how you said colorful, because colorful not only makes it look fun, makes it look inviting, but when you can eat with thinking about the chakras, right? The energy centers are all different colors. So if you're eating like beets, then you're helping with the root chakra. If you're eating spinach, you're helping with the heart chakra. So incorporating that can also create vibrancy. This dress is a little bit tight, I gotta tell you. So I have a little bit of inflammation from all that I was eating and drinking over the holidays.
And that's why this can be a great time to kind of work against that, right? Or you know, get back into the kind of groove of being healthy again.
Yeah, I love that. Let's create those positive shifts in our body.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. So if people want more information, they can go to CMHA.
CMHADurham.ca.
Perfect.
You can find us on all social media channels at CMHA Durham.
Okay.
And we would love to have everyone join up with the push-up challenge coming up in February.
Awesome. Let's do it. Okay, we'll be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
This is Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So I have Chief Mike Matthews of Scugog Fire, and we're talking about ice safety. This is an important one to listen to because you might need to pass this information on to someone else as well. So we're going to be talking about how to recognize unsafe ice, dangers, equipment, things that we need to know if we're going to be around ice.
That's right. And also at the end, some things that you need to know if you happen to get into an emergency when you're on the ice as well.
Okay.
So it's that time of year where, you know, we're in the wintertime in Scugog with the lake. So it's essential to remind everybody to be safe around not only the lake, but rivers, creeks, ponds, and our retention ponds that are in town. Just so they know what they're doing when they're out skating, snowmobiling, or enjoying the winter activities.
Okay, because right now, like as we're filming this, the ice is, in most places, is still not thick enough yet, right? It's just starting to thicken. So we need to be really cautious right now.
That's correct. It's we're getting the cold weather, which is helping. But prior to that, we did have some areas of the lake that were not safe for sure to be out and doing activities on.
Okay. So let's start with ice thickness. How thick does it need to be safe?
So if you're out on the lake or you're out on any body of water and there's 3 inches or less of ice, you have to stay off. It's not strong enough to support your body weight or anything that you're going to do.
Okay.
If it's between 5 to 7 inches or 12 to 17 centimeters, it's good for snowmobiles. About 4 inches is good for walking. So if you're going to go out and go walking or you're going to go ice fishing. But 6 to 12 inches is strong enough to hold a car or a small truck. We don't recommend, of course, to drive out on the ice with cars or trucks.
Okay.
But that is the thickness that will withstand the pressure of the vehicles driving on there. But the ice is so unpredictable, the thickness. It could be 12 inches where you are. You could drive 2 to 3 minutes across the ice, and it could be 3 inches. It all depends what the water is doing underneath.
Okay.
And the condition of the ice.
Okay. And do cars, like from what you have heard and what goes on around Scugog, do you hear about vehicles going in quite often?
In the past, you would definitely see that on Lake Scugog for people who went out ice fishing.
Yeah.
They would drive out to their ice huts. They would drive out onto the ice and just day fish. But a lot of snowmobiles, a lot of ATVs, a lot of people out skating and enjoying the ice in different ways.
Okay. Okay. So in regards to thickness, is there anything else you want to talk about how to check for it? Or?
So if you go out on the ice, a good way for you to check if you're going out on your own, if you're deciding you're going to go out and skate or make a pond close to where you live, if you live right on Lake Scugog,
Yeah.
is to use an ice auger and measure it with a tape measure.
Okay.
That would be the only way to accurately know in that area how thick the ice would be, but you could also go by the color of the ice.
Oh, okay, so let's talk about that.
So if it's clear blue ice, that's the strongest kind of ice that you could possibly have. If you have that white kind of opaque color, that means that the ice is weaker and less stable. And ice, of course, near moving water, if you see open water or any moving water, is not safe at all. The ice is barely formed right at the edge, and it's often very unsafe, and you should not go near those areas, regardless of the thickness where you are.
So to determine the color, can you determine that just by looking at the top of it? Just
by
scrape
looking
off
at
the
it.
snow, looking at the top. Okay, so if it's a nice blue color, that is going to be nice and thick ice.
And strong. That's
strong.
Nice, strong, thick ice. Yes.
Okay. Okay, good. So if you are going to be going out into the ice, we should be bringing some safety equipment with us, just in case.
That's
right?
correct. So if you're going to be going out and you're going to go onto the lake for, say you're going to go out for a walk and maybe go ice fishing, you should wear a life jacket,
Okay.
even though you are dealing with ice. And if you want to look into it, you could purchase a flotation suit. Both of these would greatly assist if you broke through the ice to keep you buoyant in the water and help to get you out of the water.
You know what? I have never heard of that before. Never. Maybe because I'm not a nice fisher person, but that would really help to keep you warm anyways. If you're going to wear a life jacket, and keeps all your organs nice and cozy, and then you'll be safer.
Now there's a difference between wearing what would be a one-piece snowmobile suit,
Yeah.
which is for warmth,
Okay.
but there's no flotation or buoyancy.
Okay.
With those, they would just absorb the water and create more weight, and also increase how quickly you would get cold and retain that cold. So
Okay.
a proper flotation suit with a life jacket would be the best thing to wear.
Now, are flotation suits lined as well? Are they're warm enough for you to be ice fishing in them?
There's a liner that comes with them that you can wear.
Okay. That would have been a great holiday gift for someone.
It would have for sure.
Think about that for next year. Okay, so if someone does fall through, what should you do?
So some of the other equipment that you could also
my
have as well.
apologies.
No, it's okay because this deals
Good,
with
keep
getting
me on
out.
track. Okay.
So you have the clothing you're going to wear, but we'd be to have a set of ice picks on you.
Okay.
These you can use. They have spikes that when you put pressure on the actual ice pick, they will dig into the ice. You can use those to pull yourself out. You could also have a rope, but you should also have something to signal somebody. Whistle or a signaling device
Okay.
to draw attention to where you are. But probably the most important thing is never go out alone. Always bring somebody out with you. Always let people know where you're going, how long you're anticipating to go out for, and whereabouts you're going. So if they don't hear from you or something happens, they can direct people or they can know where to look for you.
Okay. You know, when you were talking about the ice picks, I got my brother these meat claws because he's a big barbecue.
Yes.
Those would work quite well, too.
They would. They would be cumbersome to carry out, but it's the same principle for sure.
Okay. So anything else that we should know about what to do in an emergency, or just some basic, we have a minute left, so even some community awareness tips about kids around water? And
So the biggest thing would be to stay calm. Stay
Okay.
calm and just try and catch your breath and stay in control. Turn towards the direction that you were coming from. So you knew there was safe ice where you were coming from before you fell through. So if you happen to go through, turn around and go face back the direction that you came from. And then once you get yourself out onto the ice, don't stand up, roll away or crawl away from the edge, and then seek warmth immediately.
Okay.
But as far as some other things, if you see someone fall through the ice, never rush out. Call 911, get emergency services on their way, especially the fire service.
Okay.
We're trained to do those rescues. Or if they are right there with them, try and reach them with something.
Okay.
A stick, a rope, something that floats to help pull them out.
So keep yourself safe. All right, we have to wrap this up. Thank you so much for all that amazing information, and make sure you teach your kids to stay away, like teach them these tips and stay away from unsafe water. We'll be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
Knights of Columbus TV Bingo, 7 p.m. right here on Rogers TV. Buy your tickets from your local merchants for your chance to win up to $5,000 every Tuesday at 7 p.m. right here on Rogers TV.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. It brings me such joy to have Jonathan Van Bilsen on the show of the Jonathan Van Bilsen Show, which I just found out. It's the second most popular, bestest show on Rogers TV next to mine. How about that?
It's interesting. I'm amazed. It's actually, I did check the ratings, and we're just being polite. It's actually the best. But
Oh, okay. We don't even have ratings here. Okay, Jonathan, I'm so glad you're on the show, because we're going to talk about what the heck is going to be happening in Ottawa with Trudeau's resignation. So what's happening between now and
the end of the world?
the end of sure.
Well, certainly an interesting time. I mean, I think it's been expected for quite a while. I think 11 years is long enough for anybody to be in power. People like Chrétien, I think, was there for 11 years. Harper was there for the same amount of time. That seems to be the end of the run, other than the original Trudeau, I think, was there 17 years. And you saw what that did to the country. So I think it's time. It's definitely time. Unfortunately, it's the worst time politically for this to happen, because not for him to leave, but for the country to be in such turmoil, because it's just going to be a mess for the next 6-7 months. We're going to primarily be without a government, you know.
And we're dealing with the U.S. right now.
Yes.
Okay, we digress for a moment.
Yeah, please.
Is there any chance we could become the 51st state?
Well, you know, I mean, the answer would be no.
Okay.
If that happens,
I thought you were going to say, not a snowball's chance.
No, that's been used. I don't want to paraphrase that.
Oh, okay.
No, I think, especially with Canada's new expansion plan, where we're adding another province, and the governor's going to be Trump of that province, or 11th province. So I think that's the direction that we should go to.
You got me snorting. That was good.
But no, I mean, that's just a silly thing to do. I think what's happened is like we're kind of down and we're being kicked. And I think Trump is very, very smart. I don't have a lot of respect for him, but I think he's extremely intelligent in choosing his moments and, you know, just harping on this. It's a joke, but we are seen around the world as, you know, being the butt of the joke sort of thing. And you know, it doesn't make us look very good. We don't have a great situation or great opinion internationally anyways by countries. So this just doesn't help.
Yeah.
So, and you know, the future is not going to be great.
Okay, so now let's sift through this darkness, and because I'd love to know what the process is going to be now. What is going to happen?
Yeah, it's fairly simple. I mean, we've got until the mid-March, towards the end of March, to get a leader for the Liberal Party. Once that happens, we'll have a new Prime Minister. When we have that Prime Minister, there will probably be a non-confidence vote because the NDP have said pretty straightforward that we're going to follow the government without question. The Conservatives will be very happy about that. There's always a slight chance that whoever becomes the next Prime Minister, then it will be a Liberal, if they do a fantastic job and they can really, really stand up to the U.S., that they might rethink that non-confidence, but there's not much time for this. There's just no time at all. And also keep in mind that when you have a Prime Minister, he's going to surround himself with people who are like-minded, people who have the same goals, the same ideals. So when he leaves, those people who then put their name in the hat are going to be pretty well clones of him. And then they'll branch out over time, but we don't have time. So if we have the non-confidence vote, we'll have an election. We'll have 3 prime ministers we could conceivably have 3 prime ministers in 1 year. It's, unless things change dramatically, it's kind of a given that the Conservative will lead the next government, Conservatives will lead the next government. And it'll just be interesting, and then we'll have to rebuild. And normally that wouldn't be an issue. The problem is that the U.S. is going through a really, really interesting phase, and Trump, as late as yesterday, reinforced those tariffs, and he's not backing down from that. And it's going to hurt. We're going to be spending, I read this morning in the paper, we're going to be spending $9 and $10 for a bottle of orange juice. You know, so,
wow.
But the world is changing, and I'm not sure if you want to get into that or not, but last year we had over 70 national elections around the world, and that's the most we've ever had in 1 year, and a ton of them went right-wing. Italy went right-wing, the Dutch went right-wing, Argentina, France, the U.S., of course, and Canada will probably also go towards the right, which is interesting. The Dutch, for example, the person who's the Prime Minister who's leading the country 10 years ago was in the party, and his platform was no more immigration, cut off the borders, keep the foreigners out of the Netherlands, and people laughed at him. And now he still only has about, I think, 30% of the vote, but it's enough for a majority. And they are now leading the country, and they want to stop immigration. And it's like that everywhere. And I think the reason people are leaning towards the right is that because they're being told that their jobs are going to people from different countries. And when that happens, people start to bring everything together and bottle up. And that's what's happening, and which is unfortunate. Because a lot of people don't distinguish between refugeeism and immigration. There's a big difference between the two.
Yeah,
but,
thank you. You're a wealth of information. I would love to have you.
I am old. I mean, and I've learned a lot over the years. I've forgotten most of it, but yeah.
Well, I would love to. I want to shift gears from the darkness to talk to me a little bit about your show.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go. That's going to uplift things.
We're in season 6.
Okay.
It's doing well. We interview guests. It's a half-hour program, as you know. We interview guests from Durham region primarily, a few from outside, and we don't specifically do any genres. I've had Todd McCarthy on. I've had Aaron O'Toole on. I've had church people on. Financial people, like anybody who has an interesting story to tell, because the tagline for the show is the story behind the person.
I love it.
And,
everyone has their own story.
Everybody's got a story.
Yeah, everything that they've gone through.
And usually great stories, and people don't know about these, right? So if it comes out, where people went to school, what they did when they were young and stuff like that, because we only see them where they are today.
I love that. And
good.
I'm going to be on your show.
You're going to be on the
March.
show, absolutely. We're going to learn all about your life.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
on the show.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And thank you so much for watching. That is it for the show. So make sure you watch next week. Always awesome information on Uxbridge Scugog Life. So we'll be back next week, and we'll catch you soon.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.